What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kiss and then walk again, talk, talk, kiss and then talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Haunters Anonymous. As always, thank God we have Clickety Clacks at the helm.
Yeah, thank God, because it's gone so smoothly. I need to start going to drinking again, man. The fucking shit worked so much better when I was drunk.
Well, you just got to get the hang of doing it like with no alcohol.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was like trying to walk again, right? I'm like, I feel like my whole equilibrium has just been fucked up for like a solid month now. I'm not used to not stumbling around everywhere.
Let's see. Now, the one thing I don't see is the chat coming up.
It is. I just saw it pop up on Facebook.
Oh, yep, there it is. I'm just lagging.
There's AZ. He's on
Ezekiel.
Facebook.
Ezekiel's on Facebook. We're on YouTube too, Ezekiel, if you find that easier.
Didn't you just have Cyclone coming your way or come through your way? Or...
Yeah, God almighty. I was like, Jesus. The whole planet's spinning in the wrong direction.
Yeah, which is weird to think because if he posted it yesterday, it's tomorrow here for him. Now, I don't know. This fucking the whole concept of him being a day ahead of us just really.
Oh, he's gonna switch. Mark,
Okay.
how you been doing, buddy? Have you used up all your load of tires yet?
Yeah, send some my way, would you? God. It is nice seeing Dolos with all the candy and stuff and the Fuck Cancer
is.
logo. That's fun.
Yeah. Haven't seen that in months. Oh, it's still a few hours away. Holy shit. Is it coming straight for you or
It's coming straight for us. That's a South Park thing.
it's interesting to see it spinning totally opposite direction what I'm used to.
Yeah, well, upside down is spinning the correct way, though.
Well, that's true. And we'll just get this out of the way. Our hurricanes go into the Gulf of fucking Mexico. We'll get that right out of the way. God damn it.
No comment on any of these things.
Yeah.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
Well,
Coming straight at me.
oh no, that's not good.
How strong is it, though? Because I don't know. You Australians have weird measurement systems.
Yeah, you probably like rate yours in the Richter scale or something.
American, like, standard is not the problem. It's the rest of the world that's wrong with their fucking metric.
Yeah. I think they still have a number system, but it's I don't know. What is the predicted wind speed?
I
when
don't
it
know, but
gets-
it's in fucking kilometers an hour, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get anything to I'm gonna get Google to translate that for me. That is not good.
Hope Berlina's doing well.
Yeah. Cat 2 probably blow the fluff off my son's chin. Who knows? It's pissing me.
But do you guys go in descending order on your strength? So cat 1's worse than a cat 5?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to learn this on this. Hell, he probably had to look up our category scales and just know. Okay, well they'll understand. 100 kph is 62 miles per hour. So hopefully Ezekiel does mean miles per hour because no, because if he's doing kph, it would be lower. Well, it sucks. Regardless, getting hit with any sort of cyclone or hurricane or tornado or any of that kind of stuff. Lee just got back from Australia.
Saw that her son got married.
Yes, I do believe that was the dealio. Okay, so it goes standard from 1 to whatever.
Mm.
It's 1 being, yeah, 100 mile an hour. That's nothing to sneeze at. You better be careful. Because hell, even a category 1 sucks.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of which, we have some pretty insanely vicious winds here tonight. So if the stream just randomly shuts off, I lost power. So just gonna go ahead and throw that out right now.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
been
we had some pretty
it's been vicious today.
Tuesday for us. We had some pretty wild winds and we had power outages.
I think we're catching the end of that storm up here now.
Oh, real? Oh, I
We
guess
had
so.
like fucking monsoon yesterday. It just felt like we got like 7 inches of rain yesterday. All the streets were just rivers. And then it was like, so when we went down to Ocean City, right? It was raining that Thursday that we got there. It was like in the mid low 50s, I think. And then I told you we had really good, it was like 65 to 68 ish
Mhm.
Friday and Saturday. Sunday morning it was 21 degrees.
Good Lord.
and like 35, 40 mile an hour winds. And then Monday it was back up into like the low 60s. Tuesday, it was pretty decent but cloudy, still probably in the 50s ish. And then yesterday, just monsooned all day, but still pretty mild temperature wise. And then today, it was just absolute fucking 60 mile an hour winds, and it dropped to like, felt like 10 degrees.
Ezekiel, thank you for doing all the conversions.
Yes.
All the Aussies heading for the big surf series 2 already disappeared in the ocean. Good Lord. And then Mark's cold.
I'm not going to lie, though. If I was in Australia and there was a cyclone coming, I'd probably do the same damn thing. Used to do it all the time in Florida. It was even better when it was coming in the Gulf side, because then I didn't have to worry about, it actually hit my house as much. And I'd still get the waves, but Atlantic side, the fact that we were 3 minutes away from, the beach kind of helped that didn't have to drive across the damn state. Which, according to Mark, takes like 14 minutes, so.
14.2 minutes. Yeah. We have to definitely, Ezekiel, keep us, through Facebook. Let us know how to. There's Keith.
What's up, Keith?
Whew. Yeah, we haven't done a Hunters Anonymous stream, I think, since October, November, something like that. It was about time to convert back over for the moment. Now that we're kind of in the haunt season.
Trans World. How'd that go for everybody?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have not heard any on Trans World. And MD is just a mere 78 minutes from me. Oh, see, that's gone up since years ago, because I was the 15-minute drive from basically Alabama to Orlando.
Is it 78 or 18? I can't tell.
No, it's 78.
Okay. Just finished cleaning out tampon drawers. Keith didn't know.
Nobody here went. Yeah, nobody here went to Trans World. It's too much. I'm just not. I'm hearing, the folks that, I'm so happy to see my buddies and eat, and then none of them are vendors, and none of them buy anything. It's that
they
whole
bought
thing.
dinner. The hotel made out.
Dinner. And it's like, we had a good time seeing my buddies. And it's like, no, Trans World is about buying and selling. That's what I want to hear. MD is old, so I assume you drive like an old man. No, I respect the speed limit, though. You know what? 78 minutes gets me to Panama City.
Which is still a good solid 6.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Lots of good vendors missing. Watch a few vids. Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about this earlier. Anytime they do really well, they'll brag all day about how great of a show it was. And the year when not much goes on, or they had a very lousy year, it's like crickets. No one says shit. They talk about the party.
200 Haunters at Sugar Fire eating barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it has been the past few years. Even this year, though, is even more. It's just, like crickets. It's like you would expect vendors to be like, oh my God, thank you, everybody, blah, 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 sold out of everything. The place that has the animatronic eye videos sold out of the few things online. It says they sold out, but not to be a little Debbie Downer. That stuff comes from AliExpress. I could buy that stuff all day.
That's literally Mark can do that.
Yes, buy like the the 18-wheeler truckload full. So
For
kudos
$2,500.
there you go. No shit, make us like $1 million. So kudos to the vendors that put their balls on the line, spending the amount of money to go to Transworld to set up a booth to sell AliExpress stuff. Or maybe they got it off Temu, I don't know. But
What is like a 6-point axis servo?
yeah. Well, and the animatronic eyes, I saw somebody. Oh, I got my animatronic eyes from blah blah blah.
I didn't know the animatronic eyes were a new thing. Like they've been around for like literally 30 years.
Well, the digital version has just come. These are the digital version.
Oh,
So I guess it's animatronic eyes. Yeah, they've been out forever.
wait, the digital version, as in like the Adafruit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's like somebody was like, "Oh, I just bought these from so and so," and
so $12 in
yeah,
5
12
minutes of wiring.
Yeah, but then sell them for $100 or whatever the hell it was. There was a booth with Dollar Tree shit, creature creators, some crap. Oh my god. But yeah, it's one thing if you spend a small fortune to get the stuff over from China or AliExpress and then want to sell it on a website. Like, here you go, and make some money on it. But bringing it to Transworld or something as, something miraculous, I just don't. It's like the people that still make the pin lights from PVC, and an L bracket. I'm like, please stop. Please stop doing that shit. Please.
Talking skulls. Easy.
God damn.
Very easy. You're talking like super basic animatronic stuff.
Yeah, that's like servos, like James said, servos and whatever. I mean,
you can buy a pack of like 15 servos for like $25 even on Amazon. A little more if you want to get the metal one, which you should do because the plastic threading always strips out. And then all you need to do is get any type of skull that has any type of hinge joint in the jaw. And pretty much 5 lines of code and a speaker and a receiver. Yeah.
I still have to get Keith's shit out. God damn it. I keep forgetting. God damn it. I need to pack that shit up. God damn it. Now the fucking 5 billion% tariffs are going to go into effect, won't be able to get jack shit from AliExpress.
Right.
God damn it.
Suddenly Amazon's cheaper than AliExpress.
Yeah, no shit. God damn it. This whole year is going by so fucking fast already. The fact that it's March just boggles my damn mind.
Yep. March 6th at that. It's not even like it's the 1st of March.
No, it's like the first week of March is gone.
Yep.
No Midnight Studios FX stuff. Well, I mean, it's a multiple edged sword right now. It's like, okay, you can go and spend the money to be at Transworld, set up your booth, have this great stuff, and if you don't have like all the supplies that you need right now in the United States, and it's stuff that you have to get out of the United States, you don't even know what to charge because you don't know if A, you're going to be able to get it, B, how much it's going to be, C, how long it's going to take if you can get it. So I kind of feel bad for, the mom and pops that they rely on having a set of stuff to show and maybe sell at the trade show or the convention, and then go take the orders and go like, okay, well, I need 50 of these and 100 of those. And you basically have to take the pre-order money to do it. And then you may not be able to sell any of the shit because you may not be able to get any of the electronics or the parts. I mean, it's really just kind of, this year really is going to be wild. Discretionary spending is going to be out the door. James and I were talking about how well Halloween Horror Nights is or isn't going to do this year because of the opening of Epic Universe.
What a bad time to open a new theme park.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, no shit. Well, thank God they got it done so they could get the raw materials in.
Yeah, I mean it's already it's like what? It's 99% complete as it is because they've already had like soft employee openings and stuff. So
Yeah. So, but it's just, yeah, discretionary spending is going to be low. And I think as far as spending money on props and things and diddly doos, unless they are really inexpensive and really catch somebody's eyes this year, is going to be next to nothing.
diddly doos. I
Diddly
need
do.
all the diddly doos.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. This is one of those years where I just think that laying low and not blowing a wad on materials unless you know literally that you have the clients and only taking so many orders. Timu is shit guaranteed even in the third world. Well, I don't do Timu and I don't do AliExpress for anything that's not like $1.99 but cool as shit.
Which is a lot of stuff on AliExpress.
It really is. I mean, I have gotten a lot of AliExpress stuff in my house, and I can't say that I've never missed an order. I've never had something missing. I've never had anything broken. I mean, of course, a couple of items you're like, oh, that's what I expected for the price. But I'm a flashlight whore, and I've gotten so many I've got flashlights that the exact same one on Amazon, I mean, would be like $25, $40 or something, and I get it for $2.99, and it's the exact same one. They're just rebranding it and selling it on Amazon. So, I would never buy anything that I really needed from AliExpress, like depended on, like a car or something. I don't know.
I don't
But
know. I've seen a few people buying like
hey Vic, what's up, buddy?
3, 4. Hey Vic, I was just wondering how you been, man. Like 4 or 5 horsepower boat engines off there, and they actually work pretty damn good. They even have some that are electric that work honestly pretty solidly.
See, that's cool. I mean, I just don't have anything against AliExpress. I really don't.
Ezekiel said something also, by the way. He said he needs a live instruction video on how to make one. You know what? Now that I'm actually sober and I have my shit a little more together, I think we can make that happen, and I will very much aim for it to be well before October, and I'll compile a whole list of shit that you'll need that we're going to use, and give you a price breakdown and everything. And the coding, I'll just give the coding out because it's super easy shit. But it's something that could be done, well within an hour. The only thing, so this is my one caveat to this. I'm very good with electronics and computers. I am not very good with crafting shit with my hands. So I can take the skull and make him do things, but my joints aren't going to be very well like lined up, and he may look like he got punched in the jaw, or like Keith says he has some sugar in his gas tank, but collectively, I feel like this would be a very easy project that we could very simply pull off on a live stream.
In my head, just because of the doom and gloom that I'm projecting and predicting, I I'd like for Haunters Anonymous to go back to our roots and treat this coming year as a COVID year, like where we really just get on here and do stuff and show people stuff, and
Yeah. Which
know,
I'm good with. And like I said, now I'm sober. It's not just pure shenanigans.
there will still be shenanigans.
There'll
But
definitely be shenanigans. Like, I'm not swearing off alcohol forever. I am just going through a period of readjusting my body and life to being like a social drinker on occasion, not a nightly drinker where I like have to have it to go to sleep. So I'm sure there'll be a night where I'm like, fuck it. I feel like I'm gonna have a drink. And it'd probably be a night that we're gonna do the show just because it's better than drinking alone.
I think the skeleton's staring at me, and you just like crack it right in the jaw, goes across the room.
And then I'm like, this is why none of my shit works properly.
Yeah, and you could hear it talking as it's flying through the air. The glob. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of I don't know. This is just going to be a very cautious year. I think going back to our quote unquote roots when we started this during COVID.
And I did love the trivia. The trivia nights were fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. We're gonna go back to some roots, I think. So, so yeah, I mean, you've already got a couple of haunted attractions that y'all never heard of have already bit the dust. This year they've had to slough themselves off into the ether because they can't do it or whatever. So that's already happening. And we're in the first quarter of the year, by the way. You've got HauntCon is now officially for sale. If they're with us tonight, hey everybody, they just liked our page like 2 hours ago. So I'm like, oh, I thought they were. So
I think they're keeping tabs on us.
Yeah,
they might not like us. They just need to know what we're saying. Which, to be fair, we don't say shit that's necessarily untrue. We just say things most people don't want to say.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing is like we went hard and heavy for quite a while with a lot of lot of
there was. Oh God, yeah.
But A, we were right. B, a lot of them are gone. And C,
the other ones you just don't hear of.
Yeah. Keith, I can't remember. To God's honest truth, that was the joke forever ago that James would go look up like something on Facebook, and of course I'd already liked him because I've got a large list of haunts on my list, and so I keep up with them. It's none that y'all have ever heard of. I guarantee it. They're mildly large attractions in their area, but not like, like fucking Erebus or something, like, nothing like that. Their pages probably had a few thousand likes, and they were pretty prolific with posting. This is going to continue happening throughout the year. If y'all would like me to write these down going forward, I will.
Oh man, we're gonna do trivia. We're gonna do research. We're gonna do projects. What is happening?
Jesus Christ! Does that mean? I guess it's gonna like what?
Who are these fucking guys?
What the hell happened? Instead of COVID, it's gonna be measles.
Yeah, or bird flu, or
bird flu.
Whatever you want to make up.
Yeah. Vic says, I want to bring this to attention here. Vic says, I have a feeling the tariff's going to hit us hard for a while, and I not 100% agree. I 1000% agree. I don't think people understand, and I'm just focusing really on China. I don't think people understand how much cool as fuck stuff that is necessary in the haunt industry comes from China. And I'm talking about even like the PCBs, the printed circuit boards that some folks here in the United States get printed in China to send back here for them to populate with the electronic diddly-doos to make their devices. I mean, the United States does not make any of this shit. We don't make it. We don't. We don't make any electronics per se. We don't make electronic parts. We don't make the cool LEDs. We don't make the addressable LEDs. We don't make none of that shit. We don't even make light bulbs, for God's sakes. All of that stuff comes from across the ocean.
Yeah,
And
and if we're gonna do all this American made stuff, let's bring back Circuit City while we're at it.
and Radio Shack, God damn it.
And Radio Shack.
God damn it. Oh God, Leonard says, whoop, thank God I sold that flaming turd when I did and got paid, bitches. Keith, I've actually talked to James about that as well. because that's, yeah, I mean, I'll make it perfectly clear. Like I said, James and I, we are probably some of the premier artists of ripping people new assholes. I mean, you got Haunt Hub, but I'm sorry, folks, we started it first. But James and I have never said anything that we thought was a lie or an untruth or didn't have merit. And not to be obnoxious, but a lot of the stuff that we've talked about where we've been called goes back to that whole we're two of us are toxic and Haunters Anonymous toxic. It's all come to pass. I did not want to see HauntCon fail for Doug and Chris. I was happy to I enjoyed the shit out of meeting Vic down at Daytona. I don't like Daytona, goddammit, but
nobody likes Daytona.
Nobody likes they were very friendly. It was enjoyable. There was some great vendors, Vic included, but we had already said that HauntCon had a stigma. Whatever actually caused it to fail this time, unfortunately, it's the same with Fear Expo and everything else they did. I mean, it wasn't just HauntCon. It was a lot of stuff that collapsed for Doug and Chris, but that sucks because they really were trying. But HauntCon is got a stigma to it, and I think it just traveled from Pickle over to them. Not their fault. But
I think it's going to be more this coming year as well for other things that have become somewhat commonplace.
Yeah. I mean, it was another reason why we need to come back to Haunters Anonymous off Ministry of Music. It's we still play around like Ministry of Music, but there was a lot to talk about. So HauntCon is for sale. They've posted it everywhere. There's a pre-form you can fill out. It's a very interesting pre-form before they'll even talk to you about anything. So they're looking to either sell HauntCon lock, stock, and barrel. It does not include Fear Expo or any other stuff they've done, although all that is shut down as well. Or, I don't understand this part, you can be part of a 6 to 10 investor group, 6 to 10 person investor group. And I don't know if it's Doug or Chris will stay on if you want them to help out, or they'll just off themselves off.
I got $10. Who else is in?
Yeah, that's where we have to joke. I hate to say it, HauntCon is valueless at this point. It really is. And that's not being mean. It's valueless. It's not just because it's the oldest, whatever. It got so fucked up, really, honestly, with Leonard running it into the ground and then connecting on with the Halloween and Party Expo and they slot. It's valueless at this point. I think the value was brought back by the heavy concentration from Doug and Chris,
and Doug was awesome. I mean, Doug. Yeah, we talked to Doug several times, and he was always a really cool dude.
I mean, we had to slap him around a little bit. Who have we not slapped around that really kind of need it? But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the show. I was, as sitting there bugging the fuck out of Vic at his booth because I looked at everything and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna bug the fuck out of Vic. And they're walking around giving away sandwiches and shit. And like, Mike, you want a sandwich? Like, hell yeah, give me a sandwich. Thank you so much. That's so nice. So anyway, but HauntCon, I unfortunately now it's valueless. You're not going to have, I don't think, any vendors who are going to want to do it. You're not going to have any of the remaining conventions want it, they don't need it. They don't need it. You don't have the folks that own Trans World. Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and grab HauntCon. They don't need it.
Plus, I
They
don't
don't.
know that Trans World's even doing well enough that they're like, well, we should expand our business.
Now, I think they're already stretched thin too with doing that East Coast thing because that's coming up. How long did he try to sell it before Doug bought it? Well, I mean, it shut down there for a little bit. And then, of course, after Halloween Party Expo went to Las Vegas and there was no mention of HauntCon, we got approached. We have the emails and everything to back it, or the message to back it up. So I don't know. I mean, between when James and I were messaged about it and the announcement that Doug and Chris bought it, James, what do you think? How long do you think it was?
It was a while.
Yeah,
It was a pretty lengthy time period.
Yeah. So that's like 30 cents American. Leonard says he'll put 5 on it. Yeah, Keith, I agree. Doug did a great job. He was awesome to vendors. I mean, they were really trying, but just like James and I had talked about, you cannot give away the farm and expect anything to prosper. All the amenities that they were giving out, absolutely fantastic. But
does not a solid business model make?
No, it was too much. It was too much to draw in people. And I mean, I'm sure that maybe they were going to do it for a few years to woo people in and then basically be like, hey, we're going to cut some of this stuff back. They never made mention of that. And I think people were expecting it. And I think they realized the hard way that the amenities were costly.
It was like a loss leader, you take the first few hits, your first few years, but in this kind of economy, in an industry that's already on such a terrible downswing, you don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
Unless you're just stacking cash nonstop. But, at some point, you're only going to invest so much of your own money and accept a certain amount of loss on something, regardless of how passionate you are. You have to draw a line at some point.
Yeah. Part of the, if I remember all this correctly, part of what they were throwing in was the brand and all that kind of stuff, and all of the archived stuff, the videos, like everything that Pickle had done and saved and everything else. And kudos to the man, I guess, for making sure that every year was archived, or there was plenty of. That's the way you should do it. I mean, you should have a large. I don't know what the extent is, but it's valueless. No, it's valueless. I mean, it took Pickle a while. Who knows who else that he went to try and get rid of it, until he found Doug and Chris. You know what I mean? I also don't think it was a good idea for them to make HauntCon the umbrella. Fear Expo was the umbrella. HauntCon was underneath it. And they had shifted towards making HauntCon the focus, in the belief that the HauntCon name had historic value, which it doesn't. So,
and I want to point out what Keith said, because he said, but yet folks will go out and buy 3 12-foot skeletons. Do you want to know why the 12-foot skeleton craze happened? The 12-foot skeleton, the only reason it became as popular as it did was because they gave a very limited supply, and they marketed the absolute shit out of those things to the point that social media ate it up so much that groups were just making nonstop posts about them. And it became like the fucking Furby of Halloween shit.
The 12-foot Furby.
Furbies were lame as fuck, but you couldn't sell your body on the street fast enough to get one for some reason.
Damn you, stop telling people my secret. But no, you're right. And of course now we're all finding out the 12-foot skeletons are built like shit.
And they came out what in 2020? So I mean, they were right
Yeah.
around the whole lockdown shit too. So again, people had nothing but time and nothing but money coming in. That people that weren't business owners, obviously, but
And the thing is too, the people that if you got 6 to 10 investors in HauntCon that got together, who would they be? I mean, you either have haunt owners like Chris and Doug are, or vendors, and you can't be vendors because then you're going to be
taking all the
biased.
good space. And
Yeah,
try getting 6 to 10 people to agree on anything when
yeah.
it comes to spending their money.
It's a really weird number, honestly, to put out there. 6 to 10 people. I theoretically, and I hate saying this, but I'm just going to because that's what we do. It sounds like there's a huge debt involved. Like you're not buying into the brand and the HauntCon, you're buying into a debt.
Well, I mean, that's what the original purchase was for anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I don't own a 12-foot skeleton or a Subaru. Here we go. So anyway, but that's one of the big news things was HauntCon has now officially been put on the market. Of course, HauntCon, the website's down. Fear Expo is down. I have been following Doug and Chris on Facebook, and Doug has I cannot believe I can't remember his haunt. But anyway, it's 5 sections. He's selling off any 2 of the 5 sections to make way for new stuff. That's what he's putting out there. I don't know if he sold anything yet or not, but I don't think he has because I think he would have announced it. But HauntCon's for sale.
I would think that if you're trying to sell a business, keep the website going. At least put a splash page that says for sale.
Yeah, and I haven't checked. I don't think there is one. You're right though. It should be just a splash page, for sale, but and then list all the shit that comes with it. It's been a few years of bad time to spend money. Well, that's true. That's true, Vic. It really has. We're nowhere near the way the Halloween economy was prior to COVID. I mean, it started inching its way up, but
Wait a minute.
It changed at what? What happened? But it did change at what?
HauntCon is active, and they have a show April 11th and the 12th in Atlanta.
No, you're looking at you're looking on Facebook.
No, I'm on their literal website.
No. Okay, let me go look. I believe you, but that just means somebody turned a switch they shouldn't have.
It literally is hauntcon.com.
No, I know, but it's been dead for months, and they've already announced in November that everything was shut down. So somebody has turned a button on they shouldn't have turned on, is what I'm saying. There is no show. There's no show. We're in March. They'd be pushing the unholy bejesus out of it.
Let me see if there's any other. Okay, so yeah, the front page is the only thing active because when you go to exhibit, it only shows the Daytona one that happened last February.
Yeah, see somebody. If
No
you look at the
vendor list.
If you look at the copyright on the bottom, it says 2024. I bet you what probably happened is they put a under maintenance plug-in. All this was still here, but the maintenance plug-in probably got turned off, or the maintenance plug-in needs to be updated and it shut itself off. Because it's not. I'm telling you, this isn't happening. So.
I'm just telling you what the front page said.
No, I'm looking at it right now, son bitch.
I mean, it had the dates
no.
and everything. That's why I was like, what?
Well, but if you go back, see the Fear Expo thing has a countdown. If you click on that link, no, I know, but if you go to the Facebook page, you'll notice that the last post was, I think, November of 2024, that they were shutting down. You're right. I mean, but I really think the maintenance plugin for HauntCon.com is turned off or something.
Well, if you click on,
Buy a ticket. Keith says, buy a ticket. Let's buy a ticket and then bitch them out for not having the show, and then just go to Atlanta and stand there and wonder what the hell.
yeah, so if you click on like attend, it has the whole fill out form thing, and then exhibit in 2025, it has the whole thing for your information and the pricing. It's just weird that it would have all that stuff active. Like,
Well, I mean, you go to vendor list and it's showing the February 9th to the 11th, 2024, which is when I went to.
yeah. And show floor. Let's see if it has. Yeah, so if you just click attend, all it does is take you back to February 9th and stuff. Events, nothing under events. Very weird casing on HauntCon too, by the way. I never noticed that. Capital A, H,
If you look at the
capital
countdown,
A.
HauntCon is at 0.
Yeah, it's 0. It's
like,
happening now.
It's been like that forever, and I don't know if anybody's ever explained it. Keith, I'd buy a ticket, but none of that's working. The website's
you can't
working.
buy a ticket.
It'll be a collector's item. When's the next Fear Expo? There is no Fear Expo's done. All of the stuff they were doing is gone. If you click on the Fear Expo website, it definitely is gone. There is no Fear Expo website. Everything that Chris and Doug were doing is shut down.
Oh, I know why they had issues. If you look at their sponsors, there's one glaring instance.
Oh, yeah. Remember, we talked about that because they're the ones that put together the whatever fucking haunt tour thing in Alabama. What's it? The Ultimate Haunt Tour. Yeah, and that I don't think that happened either. So, folks, don't ever wear a red tie because nothing you do in life will.
Which sucks for me because all my shirts are black. Guess I could wear a white one.
What is LPL? Does the USA really need that many Halloweens? Honestly, Ezekiel, it doesn't. But here's the thing: is Trans World really has a monopoly, but not because they have Trans World, they have Midwest Haunters. Yeah, they have Trans World, which is the Halloween convention and the Christmas convention in the same building, same time. They have the East Coast Haunters convention. They have Midwest Haunters convention, and there's something else that they are part sponsor of. I don't think it's Spooky Empire, but
no, I'm pretty sure Spooky Empire is still run by the same two people.
Okay.
That dude, PD.
So you got Trans World that pretty much when they acquired Midwest Haunters Convention, we all knew, or I knew, it was going to just turn into shit.
And East Coast.
And yeah, now that you have the East Coast, in some sort of meth addict mall. And then you have some other ones. You have the one that's in Texas, which I think people enjoy. Fear Expo, of course, started off as a pandemic, a COVID new convention that was virtual, quote unquote virtual. And that's why they started.
We've been hosting cons fucking once a week for 5 years now.
Yeah, there you go. No shit. And then of course they changed it to Fear Expo Live because they started doing the thing in Kentucky, and Keith went a couple of times, enjoyed himself. I don't think he said he did really well, or at least last time. The conventions here, the Halloween conventions here, I think there's too many of them. I think Trans World could do a better job at being for everybody. I think they could make themselves the premiere and do it like for a whole week or something, or 2 weekends. I think people would do that and make it where you can make a section that's affordable for the mom and pops, which a lot of them are mom and pops, but like the ones who aren't there to sell distortion style, wonderful eye candy like Distortion has, or Gore Galore, or some of those great folks. Um,
I feel like it may be a
but
time for them to be rebranding the name of their show, though. Because in 2025, Trans World has a different meaning than it did when they started.
yeah, which that's funny. But there's a thing called Trans World Assurance, and it's a company. There's 2 of them in the United States, and they sell life insurance to active and retired military. And a woman that owns some property here in Sanders Beach owns one of the Trans World. It's just it throws me off so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, because the property is listed as Trans World, I'm like, fuck's sake. There's so many horror shows, but they are autograph shows. Nobody buys anything from vendors. See, that's the other thing I think that Fear Expo and HauntCon and Doug and Chris need to stay away from.
I go to a lot of horror shows, and I never go to the autograph signings. I only go to buy shit. We went to the last one we went to was in November in Philadelphia. The only one person that we got a signature from was for my daughter, and it was because it was a dude that's in this really obscure movie that she absolutely loves. And it was funny because it was the same guy that played the soup Nazi in Seinfeld. So everybody was there to see him as the soup Nazi. And she went up and she was like getting them to sign this thing. And like the dude had no idea what role she was actually talking about that he was in, because everybody was so focused on the fucking soup Nazi thing.
I have to go. I just saw what Keith posted. There's dollars out there for Halloween. People will spend $350 on crappy Spirit Iron Front. That's true when they've got the money. But remember, a majority of the general public that loves Halloween has no idea that Halloween is year-round. They have no idea that there are conventions for it. They have no idea that there are
independent artists.
Right. They have no earthly fucking idea because they don't know that y'all exist. There's no show, and that's something we probably should work on. Because there you go. We talk about it. I've talked about it all the time. There's no place that the regular Halloween enthusiast, not like us, just oh my God, I'm going to decorate my house 2 weeks for Halloween and throw candy at the kids and then take it all down. They don't know that anything but Spirit exists, or Walmart, or Hot Topic, or hell, there's not even going to be a Halloween City because Party City is shutting down. That's even going away. So they'll spend the $350 on a piece of shit because that's all they know. And Ezekiel says, if I say Trans World in Australia, folks get the giggles. You go to a tranny show, and then you all get on a bus called Priscilla. That's a very obscure joke. Ezekiel will get it. I went to oddities and,
I'm kind of curious now that we're talking about this. What are Keith and Vic planning for this year as far as doing any conventions at all? Just selling your stuff through.
Vic's not doing it. Keith is going to MHC.
Okay.
Unless that has changed. Y'all speak up if it's changed. Vic's basically more hardcore, getting his stuff perfected and then building his new shop. And then Keith is going to MHC. So speak up if that's changed.
Apparently, go fuck yourself, Keith. The way you worded that seemed so harsh to Keith. It was like, Vic is very hardcore into perfecting his stuff. Keith's just out here fucking paper milling shit together.
Well, now that I think back on it, maybe that's not what I meant. I'm just saying is like, that's, I'm giving you the synopsis of, Keith has been busting his dick.
Yeah, what you're saying is Vic is more, he's laying lower, doing his own thing. and then
Well, yeah.
Keith is still doing
Well,
his more publicly stuff.
there's a big difference between the two in that Keith has said he's going to probably stay small, like small items.
Yeah.
With the sculpts and the phenomenal, God Jesus, the phenomenal stuff that he makes. Whereas Vic is going the animatronics and the pistons and the full size and the big shit. The awesome. I mean, they both do amazing stuff, but
I'm slinging hot glue and Timu.
woo! uh,
My
oh my God.
a point to
dude.
what I was saying was I see more of Keith posting stuff than I do Vic.
Well, Vic also hates technology as much as Keith, but Keith knows he needs to use it.
And that is a good shirt idea. I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, fuck that. Please, somebody, God, write that down. I'll forget it. What'd you say? Flinging hot glue and Timu?
Yep.
Okay. Barbecue sandwich, please. I'm trying to get to MHC to buy Keith a sandwich. But this is just, we really have not seen a huge uptick over the several years of vendor sales and everything else. Once again, there was a time where everybody got on Facebook and it was like nonstop. I'm sold out. Look at this line in my haunt. Holy shit. And it was valid. There were pictures. It wasn't like, fuck nuts screaming mirror of jizz.
That crazy
haunt.
Halloween man. Welcome.
Yeah. Hey, crazy Halloween. Posting like, hey, oh my God, I had 5,000 people come to my home haunt in my backyard. And you're like, where's the pictures? Back in the day, you had pictures, you had evidence, you had numbers, all this, and everything had evidence. Then it got to the point where people were, oh my God, I sold 300 of my screaming, big titted, bloody whatever. And you're like, where's the evidence of that? And there's no way you could have made 300. And then you've got haunts. Oh my God, the line went down the street and into the next state. And you're like, where are the pictures?
Right.
That's what Facebook's de-evolved to, is people lying.
That's how I feel Transworld went this year.
I think so too. So
to answer the crazy Halloween man's thing. So we have been streaming on our other show, which is what we do during the slight downtick for us from like November to now. So we've been around doing the same nonsense we're doing here, just less focused on haunt stuff.
Yeah, we know that literally haunt and Halloween kind of does slow down pretty much after November. And we go to the shenanigans.
Yeah, it gives us a time to like just relax.
Yeah.
And just not give as much of a shit about focused topic.
Yeah. So crazy, what you want to do is look up Ministry of Amusement. That's our other streaming madness. It allows us to not have to talk about Halloween too much. Although we're back into it because Transworld and there's actually news. You'll have to go back and listen to the first part of this because we talked quite a bit of haunt news and vendor news. But it's good to see you. But Keith says, how the fuck do you bring dollar store shit to Transworld when you don't know what you're doing?
Yeah, and you spend all your money to get a booth at Transworld that you have no money left over to buy stuff to make props with.
Yeah.
And if people are going to buy shit, then, why put effort into something when, you put out the same crap Home Depot does.
And there's some people who they're so entrenched in being important and being out there, they will literally do something like that to say, oh, I went to Transworld and I was a vendor. Look at me. And like you say, they're selling Dollar Tree stuff at their booth and just really making a fool of themselves. There's just people that and I definitely am not going to mention names, but there's a few vendors and
there's a few streamers too.
few streamers, but there's a few vendors who've getting quite a bit of an attitude with other vendors because I've watched that, and you're like, you're bitching them out because you're saying they copied what you did, but what you've got, literally, I can find the exact same thing on our sponsor, AliExpress, for like, you know, 1,000% less. So you're buying stuff in bulk from AliExpress, spritzing it with a little bit of paint to make it look rusted, and then trying to sell it for something you've made. I mean, like, literally, normally I don't want to mention a few vendors. There, nobody here, of course, but
Yeah, Keith.
and they do that. Yeah, damn it, Keith. Actually, more like Vic stealing things from the Chinese. I'm kidding, but
Slinging hot glue and Temu.
that is now trademarked. Don't anybody ever take that.
You get 1% of the profits from all T-shirts sold.
Yeah, no shit. We'll sell 10 T-shirts and then buy Hong Kong.
Dude, I like this. Let's go with it.
Vic's in the underground layer working shit out. Yeah, he is. He sends me all kinds of videos about. He's doing some really cool stuff. It's just not ready for prime time yet.
He's down in the basement flicking his bean. We know what he's doing.
Ezekiel says, for me, it's a huge investment to get over. Almost worth it to just go in pre-Halloween season, go shopping in Walmart and places like that. Justin Hill.
I don't know who that is.
That name's super familiar, and as soon as Keith tells me the name of what he runs, I'll know it. Justin Hill. That should be hitting me. Is he still around? Is that why I can't remember? Vic says you see 5 or 6 people making same thing who copied who. Yeah, well, that's true. He copies VFX Quinn and Stilt Beast. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, I know who you're talking about too. That's funny.
There you go.
I remember that. That was before my memory got really bad because of the alcohol.
Which is now, it'll be returning.
Oh my God, I could feel my neurons just exploding in my brain. My synapses are like, what's happening? There's oxygen and water.
and no moonshine. I'm looking over the computer because I keep looking at the Hong Kong website and I'm like, damn it, I need to close that out. Haunted Hills, yeah.
I'm gonna leave it up just to keep the traffic going to it. I don't. Let those fucking Google bots, traverse a website with at least one person sitting on it.
Maybe it'll value it up a couple dollars.
Yeah, see, we're doing you guys a favor here, all right?
Yeah. Swear to God, not being mean, but it's Hong Kong. It's valueless.
It has nothing to do with Doug or Chris.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, they really put a good effort into it.
And they took a razz, they took a good beating from us for a little while, and they came out of it, with a positive attitude. And once things were explained better, the way shit should have happened with so many of the people we've gotten into it with, instead of being a bunch of bitches about it, they stood up and, they were fucking passionate about what they were doing. And instead of just getting butthurt, they
But, and the thing is, in both of our dark-hearted ways, I mean, we did help them out. I mean, between, our web expertise and all that kind of stuff and just that and other. I was very intent on going to Hong Kong and Daytona. Vic was a majority of the percentage of my reasons, but I really wanted to see how Hong Kong and I went about, and I enjoyed it. Daytona, not so much, but I just think strategically I think they bit off way more than they could chew. I think they should have just stuck with Fear Expo and built it up and not worry about all this haunted horror movie bullshit, whatever, and then not acquiring Hong Kong, which was just another debt, not buying the West Coast Halloween convention or whatever. I think they were just trying too much too fast and diluting everything and then giving too many amenities. It was just a compounded thing. And And I hate that for them because they really, like you said, they took deep breaths with us and came on and explained things, and like I said, they didn't really get butthurt, and just ended up being very nice folks.
And
So
99% of the shit that we've ever razzed people on or given anyone serious criticisms about has come from a place of us trying to explain where they're fucking up or why they're doing something that's being perceived poorly. And it always seems to be that, they take it as us just being the bad guys.
toxic.
Yeah.
Remember, you
Toxic, yeah. Because we're the ones that canceled so many of those shows and people and everything else. It's our fault.
Or got like Red Tie, his company, from not doing haunt reviews anymore because they were negative 1,000,000,000% qualified to do it.
I mean, how Haunters Anonymous, the brand itself, has been around since what, 2015
we're at like
or something? I'm not even talking about the live show itself, but like the concept that we came up with this.
Well, no, because it was 2012 is when we were established. So we've been around yeah, it says it on the somewhere. So it's 2012. So 13 years. And then of course COVID spurred us to finally do this show. And that was 2020, beginning of. So we're on year 5 of the show.
That's crazy, man. And to think there's just a couple of toxic assholes that are just trying to bring some levity and some common sense to a world full of dumbasses. I know. And you know how many things we've ever been paid off to say? Not a single fucking one.
Right. We've had our sponsors, but as always, we still would not be doing this if we did not have y'all coming to it. So you have no idea the appreciation. Now that I'm thinking about it, we really are in like year 5. And it's because y'all are still crazy enough to come to these weird ass shows when we don't cancel them obscurely.
Yeah. I mean, it will be somewhat more regular. So it's a double-edged sword, honestly. With me being sober, I have now gotten so many things on my plate that I just have been putting off with projects and getting a new business thing going. And it's like my time gets more limited. And then all of a sudden I get a message from Mike. And he's like, it's Thursday. We doing a show? I'm like, son of a bitch. Didn't we just do one yesterday? Like,
yeah. Because I forget it's Thursday, and then I have to remind myself and then remind James. But I mean, like, for real, like, we appreciate y'all. We haven't said that lately. We appreciate y'all coming in. We've had ebbs and flows, but there's a core of y'all that just keep coming in, and we appreciate it. But yeah, 2012 is when we started Haunters Anonymous. 2020-ish, like probably second quarter, I think, is when we started finally doing the live stream because everybody was locked down. And fuck, we were doing 3 shows a week,
sometimes more. Like, and they were like 5 hours a fucking stream.
Yeah, the After Darks were hilarious. I think we should start the After Darks back too somehow. But
oh Christ,
I know. Maybe that will be your rare drinking.
Oh my God, I'll get blackout drunk and I won't even fucking remember to shut the show off.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. A bunch of pre-trans were about some kid making a prop some bigger branch had. There was a bit of a stoush pre-trans world about some kid making prop. Well, yeah, there's somebody that's been making. There's somebody that's being pretty blatant about their copies. Leonard gets 1 penny for every click on the website. No, not anymore.
Nope, he sold that off for 16 cents in a.
Oh my God. Yeah, Brick Thunder did a shine.
See, this goes to show how much I don't pay attention to people that like prop makers and stuff. I'm just so bad at designing shit with my hands that I don't even bother. Cause then I'm just like, motherfucker, why can these people cut a straight line and I can't even look at a piece of wood and it becomes no longer straight.
Ezekiel says you're on thin ice. What is that now?
I don't know who
Um,
is.
I don't know. Both everybody
We're all on
uh,
thin ice. We've been on thin ice for 5 years.
for 5 years. And you know what? A total side note. The weird shit is, you would think by now the Haunters Anonymous on YouTube or Facebook would have been shut down by one or the other, and it was Ministry of Amusement that got disappeared, unalived
So weird.
on fucking YouTube. The, Ministry of Amusement got unalived on YouTube. I'm like, that's still, I don't even know what, but you would just think. But in general, though, that I really think that this is going to be a pretty dark and not in a good way year for everything. But
Not
of course,
for us.
what, for Haunters Anonymous? No.
Hell yeah. We'll bring back those fucking cheap builds and trivia nights and just fucking open a beer and have fun.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
guys, not me or Mike. Maybe me on occasion, but
definitely not Mike. Not I'll have my non-pizzazzed popcorn. But
listen, that's gonna happen at some point. I don't care. I told you, I buy a damn pizzazz. I'll do it right in my computer table. I don't give a shit.
do it now before the tears hit.
Yeah, right. I need to hit eBay. I'm sure there's one on there for like 16 straw pennies or something.
I have literally been fist fucking AliExpress nonstop before my $1.99 becomes like $2.99, which is still a good deal. But yeah, this year's, I mean, for Haunters, you know, and I hate this too, but you're going to have haunted attractions that are going to barely be able to open this year and blow their wad and not have the ticket sales. And then in first quarter of 2026, they're going to be shutting down. Hey, everybody, sorry, you know, la da 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 da, and we can't open up ever again. I mean, it's becoming a vicious cycle. You always have haunts that close. I don't see any new haunts opening. I haven't seen that in quite a while. And normally I can find them pretty easy, but if you know of one, send it my way, and if I haven't liked it yet, I will. But I just, this is, and you know, Halloween is on Friday this year. It's actually on Friday. That should be cause for much jubilation and joy. And
there's going to be so many slutty nurses this year.
Yeah. Yay. But you know, like I said, I think we're going to go back to our COVID roots, quote unquote, and really start pumping out the content again. You know, and like James said, do the videos and what, you know, all that kind of stuff. We just need to go back to what really got us motivated to finally do the live streams, which was, we were all locked down, like we couldn't go anywhere, and it was finally time. And we've been going for 5 years, and not to be an asshole, but we've survived the ones that have come and gone, and or you know, showed up after us, and we're still here. You know, we're not doing 3 shows a week, but you can still hear our weird ass voices.
Remember to share the shows too. We need more people so that we can get revenue for actually doing the show, so we can put it back into the show, so we can actually do bigger shit without it just coming straight out of our pockets all the time.
We have to remember that the first 30 minutes of the live stream, we can't swear at all. And then after that, guys,
it's going to be so hard to do. I would just stay muted for the first 28 minutes.
We'll just play another song for the first. Yeah, it's a 30-second rule with YouTube. Like if the algorithm hits you, you know, 30 seconds, you say any really naughty swear word, then you officially get demonetized. And Vic sent me a video during the live stream. I'll have to look at that later.
We should wrap this up though, because I do have quite a bit of crap to do tomorrow. And I am unfortunately in the real time zone, so.
Well, let's give them 3 more minutes. We'll do 20 after. And,
I can manage 3 more minutes, I think.
It's always good to make an even ending. But so anyway, so yeah, so expect more content, a bit more, a we'll be a bit more on the ball with doing them as much as we can. Not saying that we won't have a Thursday or two that we can't. Matter of fact, next week I'm gonna try to make it, but it's my dad's birthday. I'll see him early on the evening and try to be back here for the show at 9. God forbid I say 8 o'clock, but 9 o'clock. So, if you have suggestions, whatever, and here's the thing too, is if y'all see any news, 30-minute outro or 30-minute intro. If y'all hear of anything, send it to us. I mean,
or if you have ideas that you want to see us do, like AZ with the talking skull is something that, it's going to take a little bit of planning, because I want to be able to give you a full breakdown of like materials and prices and where to get the crap and all that stuff. And then, we'll do it on a night and we'll have a camera set up, and I've got enough monitors on my setup that I can easily have a camera on one of them and still see 13 other monitors. So it's no,
they stole my pumpkin head. Oh no. Vic, I'll look at that video in a minute. Yeah, thievery is going to be a big thing this year too, because people are going to want to do something. They're like, I've got the materials, I don't have the talent. I'm going to steal all this shit and do it myself and make money. And it'll be, complete shit. So
I'm just going to have AI write a horror story and then publish it for me.
Oh, there you go. Like probably make $1 million. But
Easy.
Anyway,
first week sales.
Amazon's bestseller. But big thing, we'll take the last minute once again, because we really have not said this enough. We would not be here if y'all weren't here. So, totally appreciate y'all sticking with us for, God, now that I've said it so many times, 5 years for just the show, and then longer for everything else. If y'all weren't here, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, so. No, it would just be two assholes being toxic about everything all the
time. Talking to nobody, except ourselves. So, much appreciated. We will try to see y'all again next Thursday. I'll know if I'll be able to get back to the house in time.
It really, I mean, it doesn't make that big of a deal. It's still early. You guys know it happens with us, and honestly, it's your dad's birthday. Like you gotta.
Well, no, but it's their bowling night. See, this is the quick one. It's their bowling night, and I've gone up and watched them bowl for a little bit, but I'm paid no attention to, because that's their night. It just happens to be a Thursday, which is bowling night. So my mom's getting a cake, and so she wants me to come up there early, have the cake, and then GTFO so they can bowl. and that starts at like 6:30 or 7. So, so it's not like I'm staying all night watching them bowl till 9 or 10.
Gotcha.
It's just I become the ghost. So we'll see. But anyway, on that note, thank you all. Hey, Ezekiel, please be safe. Let us know how you do. Once again, thanks all of y'all for showing up and being here for so many years and tonight. Be excellent to each other. And I'm gonna pass it to James.
Yep, batten down the hatches, hunker down. It's like they love to say.
Yeah,
over here in America, hunker down. I still don't know what it means specifically, but do that. And thank you, everybody. Have a good night. It's always fun, especially sober, because I can remember what I'm doing. So it's even better. But we'll see you when we see you. I will tentatively next week, but if not, then where we'll be the following week. Eventually, some point.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks again. Take it easy.